silence. Okay, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Please stay for pictures after the dinner is over. Candid shots will be taken during the program. So, official welcome to the Chamber Business and Leadership Awards for 2017. Tonight we are celebrating local businesses and recognizing everything they do in our community. We are also recognizing the Chamber's Board Director of the Year and Ambassador of the Year, as well as the 2016 Police Officer and 2017 Firefighter of the Year, and 2 winners of the City of Fountain Valley's Business Beautification Awards. Try saying that 3 times. First of all, I'd like to call up City Manager Rob Houston to lead us in the flag salute.
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, everyone. Please join me as we pledge allegiance to our flag. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Thank you, Rob. So we have a special treat tonight. Madison Martell, I'm hoping she's here. She is here. The niece of one of our members, Ed Martell, will be singing the national anthem. So Madison, would you like to come up?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice. Thank you, Madison. Okay, now I need your attention again.
You know how hard that is.
I'd like to acknowledge our event sponsors who not only help underwrite this event, but also support the Chamber's mission to be the trusted voice of business. Please stand as I call your name. Representing New York Life, Kathy Knight is our cocktail sponsor. So, Safar is not here yet, representing Hyundai. I do not see him at the table, but Safar Brooks is our Leadership Excellent Trophy sponsor. She'll be coming in soon. Gold sponsors from Memorial Care, Orange Coast Medical Center, COO Emily Randall. Susan Sarastri, Realtor and Real Estate Columnist. Silver sponsors from Assistance League President Hetty Knight. Edinger Medical Group, Laura McKenna, Director of Marketing. Ed Martell from Ed Martell and Associates. Oh, and Tommy stands up. Ed must be getting a drink. Oh no, there he is. Vince Sosa from the Vince Sosa team. John Etheridge from Seashore Pest Control. And another silver sponsor could not be here tonight, Hi Din from the Fountain Valley Town Center. I'd like to thank the awards committee for helping to put this event together. Aside from the monthly meetings, there are a lot of emails and questions circling around. Tracy Cameron from Fountain Valley Community Foundation. John Etheridge, Seashore Pest Control. Rob Houston, City of Fountain Valley. Zenny Joyner, Fountain Valley Kid Body Boot Camp. Happy Night, New York Live. And Susan Tran, Sunrise Seagull Productions. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my admin, Juan, Zenny Joyner, and Kevin Heson for the help in setting up tonight. And then in advance, seems you can't get out of it if I call your name, John Etheridge, Kurt Seaton, Xenia, and Juan for helping to clean up. Now for the nominees. Each of these businesses and or participants has shown leadership and commitment not only to their businesses, but also in the community. Would you please stand as I call your name? For leadership excellence, Jerry Supernaw, Executive Director, Superstars Business Network. Susan Sarastri, Realtor and Real Estate Columnist. Community Spirit, Dave Osborne and Gary Foreman, co-owners of Outlaw. Caroline Ritham, Realtor with Keller Williams. The Cheryl Coleman team, I need to add that. Vince Sosa, the Vince Sosa team. And then Melissa Watanabe, Farmers Insurance, Melissa Watanabe Agency. Community Champion, this was a new category this year, non-member. There were two, Harry and Sue Ben from AB Towing. And the other was Hi Din, Fountain Valley Town Center, who's not here. Nonprofit, Fountain Valley Women's Club, President Connie Watsley. And the girls. Assistance League, Huntington Beach, President Hetty Knight. And the girls. Small business, Alex A. Aceta, CPA and Associates, Inc., Alex A. Aceta. Lininger Mortgage, mortgage consultant and owner, Dusty Lininger. Ed Martell and Martell and Associates. And then our final category, large business. We have Pacific Premier Bank, Vice President and Branch Manager, Marissa Demons. Ellen California Inc., Director of Business Development and Communications, Cheryl Wesley. Again, Hyundai Motor America, Director of Social Responsibility and Diversity Inclusion, Zafar Brooks. And then also not here tonight is Los Cab Sports Village Managing Owner, Wallace Rodecker. So, let me see where we are here. Will Tim Whitaker from Supervisor Michelle Steele's office, Alexander Gonzalez from Congressman Dana Rohrabacher's office, and Mayor Michael Vo from the City of Fountain Valley please come up, come forward to hand out certificates to each of the winners. We will also have certificates from Senator Janet Nguyen and Assemblyman Travis Allen, which will be available on the registration table after the dinner for the winners. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our guest MC for tonight, Fountain Valley Police Chief Kevin Child. is a veteran of the United States Marine Corps and grew up in the city of Mountain Valley. He was hired by the Mountain Valley Police Department while attending Golden West College Police Academy and started his career as a police officer in 1990. He has worked a variety of assignments, including patrol, K-9 with Hank, not sure who Hank is, but okay, and SWAT. He was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 1999. Upon promotion to lieutenant in 2002, he returned to the patrol division and worked as a patrol watch commander. He was promoted to chief on June 17, 2017. He is actively involved in the California Police Officers Association and currently manages the Returning Combat Veterans Scholarship Program at Golden West College, which provides scholarships for veterans entering the police profession. He is married with 2 children and enjoys cycling and fitness activities. I don't know how he fits it in with all this. When not busy attending club soccer games with his family. Chief Child, where are you?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised Mary invited me back. If you came to the State of the City last month, here was my takeaway. Bodar sells 10,000 spring rolls a day. Is that a true statement, Mr. Mayor? And I actually went there today. I shop in Fountain Valley, and you'll see that a little bit later. I'm a firm believer in parks make life better, especially in the city of Fountain Valley. If you want to talk to me later about recreation, what it truly means, I'll meet you at Starbucks for a cup of coffee. We'll talk about recreation. Again, more on that later if you came last month. I find a quote by Raman Sharma pretty insightful. He's a well-known leadership guru. He talks about leadership is not a title, it's a behavior. Live it. As I look around this crowded room, I reflect back on the many occasions where I've seen many of you live it while making this community a great place to be. If it were not for the collaborative efforts of our volunteers, nonprofits, service groups, foundations, the business community, and certainly our outstanding school district, this city would not be what it is today. Can I please have all the small business owners in the room raise their hands? I'm not going to make you stand up or jump around. I can't do what you do. I can't. Why do I know this? My father was a small business owner. We had Kaiser before it was good. Just like the Marine Corps, they gave you 2 Motrin, drink fluids, and elevate it. That's what you got. My father owned a business. You probably never heard of it. There were 2 partners in the business, my father and Terry. They got the work done. He took 2 days off a year. Christmas and Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
That was it. He had a home office. He enjoyed adult beverages, sometimes to excess, as he worked on his business. His personal example and what he taught me about, because I was never a good student, I barely made it through Los Amigos High School. I actually looked at my transcripts years later. I was actually a police captain, and I was getting my master's degree. I think they gave me a couple extra classes I never went to get me through. My father told me at 17, you may not have much talent, son, but you better not ever let someone outwork you. So to you small business owners, my hat is off to you. You're amazing. concerned about my tough upbringing in Fountain Valley, it's a pretty tough place to grow up, isn't it? If you're concerned about I didn't have a good paternal relationship, my Marine Corps drill instructor took care of that for me, I assure you. He showed me love and appreciation like you would not believe. It was an amazing journey. And I gotta tell you, I had never heard of a safe place before. You go to your safe place, so no one can offend you. There was 2 safe places on the base at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot. It was the church and the chow hall. The drill instructors were not allowed in the church or the chow hall. On Sunday, the drill instructors came into the squad bay. There were 75 of us. And they said, either you're all religious or none of you are religious. 75 geniuses got together. We decided we were going to convert to Catholicism. We're going to become Catholics. It was the longest mass, so they couldn't get to us. And the priest would not bother you if you fell asleep because you're exhausted. The other safe place was the chow hall. There was a master gunnery sergeant, bless her heart. She would not let the drill instructors in the chow hall, where they gave you plenty of time to eat, 5 to 10 minutes. And some of you heard me speak on Veterans Day. In 90 days, I lost 50 pounds. In 90 days. I was the biggest loser in boot camp. Biggest loser. So, my senior drill instructor in the Marine Corps gave me what my father couldn't, but he did provide for his family. He did give me that good Kaiser medical care, so I'm very thankful for that. Okay, I'm making Mary nervous. She said I could ad-lib. Xenia, I think she was going to invite these gentlemen to sit down, or you want to change it? Okay. Okay, 2. Okay.
And then you're...
Okay. Okay, great. Mary's holding me accountable. She changed it a little bit on me. As you know, in this community, public safety is vital to all our success, even the fire department. When I walked up here, I walked by a fire table and I smelled Old Spice and that familiar song. However, we're going to cover Police Officer of the Year. Police Officer of the Year is a very interesting award. It comes from our police association. It doesn't come from the chief. It comes from the officers' peers. And they vote on who looks after them the most. And if you haven't heard, there's been conflict between police chiefs and police unions. We seem to head in opposite directions sometimes. And you know what? That's not so in Fountain Valley. When they discovered we both have similar roles, we want to make this a great place to work, we get along fairly well. We don't always agree. I think some of it's generational conflict. I'm the creepy old guy. They're the young, motivated guys. I'm going to ask Captain Matt Shepard to please come up to accept the award. For 2016 Police Officer of the Year was Joseph Zane. Joe couldn't be here tonight. His 2 young daughters, he's Mr. Mom. Both his daughters are very ill. Actually, Susan volunteered to go get the kids, and we'll take care of them, and please show up. And Joe just said, hey, I can't be without my family. You know what? I gotta say, someone that puts family first, I have a lot of respect for that. So, Officer of the Year is Joseph Zane. He's been with us 10 years. He's a K-9 handler for 3 years. Our COA president. Okay, now to Firefighter of the Year. Can I have the best looking fire chief in Orange County please come up? I swore truce tonight. We have a competitive relationship, but he's one of the best damn partners I could ever ask for. Thank you.
Don't let him fool you. I got to tell you, I was really nervous when I found out that the chief was going to be emceeing this event. He's right. We have this competitive nature of between the two of us. I can't help it. He went to Los Amigos and I went to Fountain Valley High School. But I'm going to hold it right there because we did talk earlier and said that we had this truce and we weren't going to kind of do this thing tonight. So, and he gets the last word. Usually I speak after the police officer of the year, but he gets the mic after me, so I'm going to live up to our agreement. Tonight I'd like to honor the firefighter of the year. As Chief Child explained, this isn't something that comes from the fire chief's office. This is an award that's voted by their peers. And if you've ever been in a fire station or really the police department, it's not an easy place sometimes. These guys are overcritical of themselves. They're type A's looking for the next adrenaline rush. These are hard-charging people that are very critical amongst each other. So to really get voted as Firefighter of the Year from your peers means a lot. I'm going to ask the Fountain Valley Firefighters Association Tim Psyche, President, to please come forward. He's not our Firefighter of the Year, so hold your applause. However, the Firefighter of the Year this year is Fire Engineer Chris Grogan. He couldn't be here tonight because he's dealing with a personal medical issue. We wish him well. He's in our prayers, and we hope that everything works out well for him. Tim is here tonight to accept his award. Chris began his career in 1991. Prior to joining the fire family, he was in the U.S. Air Force. His service began in 1983. He was in active duty until 1988 and then transferred to the Air Force Reserves in 1989. Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Grogan was the 452nd Civil Engineer Squadron Fire and Emergency Services Manager assigned to March Air Force Reserve Base. After over 27 years of service and many major awards and decorations, Chris retired from the Air Force in 2011. Chris's character and the example that he sets in the fire department is very much exemplary of what I wish that the rest of my crew really strives to be. He has high character, he works hard, and he really sets a great example for the rest of the crews. During his 27 years of service in the fire department, he's held the titles as firefighter, engineer, he was a fire investigator, he managed all of our breathing apparatus program, he's built a couple of fire trucks, he was the past president of the Firefighters Association, and as Chief Child said, that's a critical component for myself and that person to be able to move the organization forward. We don't always agree. They're extremely interesting conversations sometimes, but I have high respect for him and I really appreciate the service that he offered to not only the community, but the firefighters that he represents. So with that, I'd like to present Chris Grogan's award to Tim Psyche. Remember our troops.
I told you he's good looking. There's not much substance to him though. Presenting the City of Fountain Valley's Business Beautification Award is Mayor Michael Vogt.
Thank you, Chief. I just want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, and also introduce my council colleague, Mayor Pro Tem Steve Nagel, Council Member John Collins, have any of you here see the new Orange Coast Memorial Building at the corner of Brooklyn and Howard? Well, tonight, on behalf of the City of Fountain Valley, I want to present the Business Beautification Award to Orange Coast Memorial Care Orange Coast Memorial Center Health Wellness Pavilion. I was excited to see how the building was in conception from planning aspect, and I was blessed to be at the grand opening at the ribbon cutting event, and was so excited to have the tour of the new building. Congratulations for all that you do. The investment back to the city and the beautiful building. This is make our city better every single day. And congratulations to Orange Coast Memorial. Beth Hamilton will be representing.
This way?
All right, we have a couple of other awards for you. And the second Business Beautification Award winner is Wawa Grill at the corner of Euclid and Water in the Slater Brothers parking lot. Hizu Grill is a representative receiving the award. Wawa Grill is receiving the award for extensive remodel they did to the interior and exterior of the former Anita restaurant. This significant investment in the community is very appreciated. Congratulations and thank you. Hizu, can you come up please? Thank you for contributing to the positive manner that make the appearance of the city and help keep in Fountain Valley a great community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, John. Presenting the Board of Director of the Year is Susan Tran, past FV Chamber Board Chairperson.
Good evening, everyone. So when I finished up my chairmanship back in November,
I thought I was done. I thought it was all Alex from now on. You're welcome, Alex. But then Mary reminded me that I had to choose a board of director of the year. And Mary doesn't know this, but she sent me several emails reminding me to do that, and I ignored all of her emails because I really could not figure out which board director should get this award. Because really, I mean, we're joking, we're having fun tonight, but I would like for all the board of directors to stand up and be recognized, and if we can all give them a round of applause for their work. Thank you. I mean, these are volunteer positions, and a lot of times the board of directors work behind the scenes, and we can never say thank you enough to them, so thank you everyone. But of course, Mary prodded me, and she wouldn't let me ignore her any longer. So the board of director for 2017, I wanted it to be like a 14-way tie, but it didn't work out. We tallied up the scores, and eventually we decided that Paula Coker, who unfortunately could not be here tonight, Paula Coker from Coastline Community College, is the 2017 board director of the year for many reasons. And I know you guys are getting hungry, so I'm not going to list all of the reasons. But really, Paula, from the beginning of fiscal year 2017, took on a task that not many of us would take on, which is steering the committee that would rewrite the bylaws. I know you guys are groaning those who understand bylaws and how tedious they can be, right? So she took that on. And then midway through the year, she decided that she was going to partner with Melissa on one of the board goals and do the 369 Touchpoint program. Because Paula and Melissa really understood that the core, the spine of our chamber really is our members. And it's so important for us to cultivate the relationships that we have with our members. And with Melissa's help, Paula was able to develop an amazing, awesome 369 program in tandem with staff, working with all the different committees. So that's just points 1 and 2, and I could go on forever and ever, but Tim Whitaker's giving me this look, so I'm just gonna lay it on for that. I'm just gonna stop there. I did speak to Paula and told her that she was receiving this award tonight, and she did ask me to take a photo with everyone and just put my arm around an empty space and Photoshop her in.
Presenting the Ambassador of the Year award is Dusty Leninger, Ambassador Co-Chair. Dusty.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the honor of presenting the Ambassador for 2017. The bylaws in our Ambassador Handbook state that the Ambassador of the Year will be the ambassador who accumulates the most points for attending events and meetings throughout the year. Hearing that, I thought, well, what if there were somebody who maybe would have been voted to give more than just by their time? After looking at the person who won this event, I can honestly say all the ambassadors would have voted for this person anyway, so it was done very, very well. This particular person not only spends his time, he gives his ideas and gives it his all, whether it's for the Chamber of Commerce or the Ambassador team. The Ambassador of the Year for 2017 is Jerry Supernova.
Why don't you stay there? for you.
Okay, I'm happy to report we're ahead of schedule, so I'm good with Mary. Next is your keynote speaker, the guy that's actually good at this, not your police chief. It is Graham Siderius, Director of Corporate Partnerships for the Anaheim Ducks. Graham, please come up. Graham Siderius is the Director of Corporate Partnerships for Anaheim Ducks and the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. The Anaheim Ducks were the 2007 Stanley Cup champions and are currently 5-time defending Pacific Division champions. Currently in his 10th season with the franchise, he oversees all aspects of the corporate partnership team, including sales, activation, and development, including budget and P&L responsibilities for the team and venue. Prior to leading the corporate partnership team, Graham led the department in revenue as a sales manager, creating marquee partnerships in major banking, beer, and CSD categories, among others. Graham is my neighbor. We both reside in Ladera Ranch. He has a wife, Jessica, and 2 boys, Brennan and Cameron. Welcome, Graham.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. Very tough room to follow, might I add, by the way. Great camaraderie between the police and fire chiefs, so thank you so much for having me. Very good speakers to follow. So, but honestly, thank you to Mary Parsons. Thank you to the entire Chamber of Commerce, to the city for having me. This is a wonderful event, and congratulations to the award recipients that we had recently and their contribution to the city, and ultimately leaders in the community here in Fountain Valley. So, as you said, my name is Graham Siderius. I'm the Director of Corporate Partnerships with the Ducks and the Honda Center. Ultimately, what that means is that I'm a steward for our organization, for the Anaheim Ducks and the Honda Center, not just the hockey team, but the venue that hosts about 150 events a year. We work, and I specifically work with local partners that hopefully you work with as well, such as JMG Security, Pacific Premier Bank, Toshiba, Spectrum Brands, and other local, a lot of significant local employers, because at the end of the day, that's the community that we operate in, that we work in. So, working in sports, a lot of people see the product on the ice, the entertainment value, if you will. We've been very, very fortunate to have a lot of tremendous success on the ice recently with the Ducks. I met Glenn earlier, by the way, who is my new best friend. Glenn, thank you, love it. So, as great as the hockey and the entertainment is, at the end of the day, we really honestly look at ourselves as a local community-based organization. Our ownership, Henry and Susan Samueli, which Henry was a co-founder of the Broadcom company, are tremendous, tremendous philanthropists. They purchased the organization in 2006 from the Disney organization. They did not buy it as a financial investment or to essentially make money, but they recognized that sports entertainment is something that people really care about. It's the best way, it's a great vehicle to give back to the local community. And so they had the opportunity to purchase the organization. They did so really as a community vehicle. And I think that's really important within this room. I mean, we currently work with Chalk Children's, the Orangewood Foundation, the Samueli Academy, that's right down the street in Santa Ana, another great city. And so, as much as people want to talk about sports as a dream job, I think it's through these vehicles as a community organization that we really get to give back and make a difference in people's lives and be a part of kind of every day. So Mary asked me up here, I think, to speak about leadership. So I kind of took a step back, and I live in Ladera with my 5-year-old and 3-year-old, my wife, Jessica, and I'm trying to get them into sports and movies, and I was like, wow, that scene in Miracle where Herb Brooks is talking to the team, 1980 Lake Placid Olympics, USA Hockey versus Russia. I was like, I'm just going to play that. We're just going to play that. It'll talk all about leadership. Everybody goes jazz. We'll go play some hockey or something. Glenn knows what I'm talking about. it's really good seeing. And the funny thing is that sports generally creates sports analogies, right? We're always like, oh, he was the quarterback, and oh, that's we're gonna go for it. We're gonna hit a home run with this. Like every day in our everyday lives, we're using sports analogies, quips, something to make them essentially our everyday life more understandable or to make sense. And I'd say, really, sports almost oversimplifies life. Life isn't so easy. There's not always a scoreboard. There's not always a clock. The game doesn't just end. We wake up the next day. We have family. We have friends. We have business. We have people that rely on us all the time. So I think to use kind of sports analogies and to sit here in front of you would almost be doing you a disservice in terms of it's too simplified. There's individual in our game, there's shots on goal, there's goals, there's assists, there's very simplified stats to talk about the value someone has. There's armchair quarterbacks. Executives really have to put together the best possible team. At the end of the day, sports comparisons really aren't that close to everyday business for most of us here in this room. And if a performance review is as simple as looking at somebody's stats online and kind of making a decision whether to drop them off your team, like a fantasy team, that would probably be a lot easier, but it's not that simple. You don't sit around the water cooler and talk about Bill's presentation the way you do maybe like a quarterback's performance, so probably not good with HR. But anyways, I really wanted to talk to you about, given the room that we have tonight, given the fact that there's a lot of leaders already in this room, whether they're community leaders or business leaders or philanthropic leaders, most of the people in this room have already kind of found your path to success in a great way. I wanted to take a step back a little bit more and talk about the youth and the people that I kind of get to meet with, our future generation. There's a lot of interest really with youth college graduates, high school graduates in the sports industry that I know very well because I've worked in the industry for over 10 years now. And so they're the ones that are kind of chasing their dreams. They're kind of using this slogan when they talk about sports of like, if you work in something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life, which I can adamantly say that's not true. But still work, especially when you have children and you're on like hour 72 or something for a week, like, and the kids are screaming, it's still work, I guarantee it. So, I often hear people want to be the next president, the next general manager. They want to take over a franchise. They want to be, and so I'll meet with these people, and it's these kids, affectionately kids. And so I thought, in regards to talking about leadership, I would start with a quote because we all need quotes. And I'd start with one from Jack Welch, the former CEO and chairman of General Electric. And he said, "Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is about growing others." And so a lot of these people, they're in their young 20s, they're quote-unquote millennials, which I'll leave that to the room to derive whatever thoughts you have on millennials and assumptions. But the key phrase of that quote to me is growing yourself. Before the leader part is really when success is all about growing yourself. And so often in your youth, and I think in today's day and age and with schools and with standardized testing, we think that passing a test or proving to others that we're capable of doing something, getting a license, getting a degree, a certification, a confirmation of something in our life from an organization, is that we have somehow made it or we have qualified for something. But candidly, when we go back to Jack Welch's quote of it's all about growing yourself, growing isn't a certification. It's not a role, it's an action, right? Growing is the action of being larger in your capacity to take on work, responsibility, adversity that you see every day, the environment changes, if you will, and balancing expectations and balancing life. So I personally have 2 young boys, and I'm growing as a father. Interesting, a lot of gray hair, a lot of stress. So I want to talk about these young applicants that I talk to every day, young enthusiasts that want to be a leader, because they honestly look at it as that fun, work in sports element. And so I want to talk about really what I try to talk to these people during the interview process or during, if you have anybody in your life, really from my perspective in terms of being a leader, if they want to be a leader and if they want to get into the sports industry. And I talk to them and I say the first step is a decision, right? And decision is really a rough word for commitment. And that commitment it's not just deciding to do something, it's truly committing to do something, to make a deeper pact to ourselves, to identify that we're really going to go after this thing. So often I'll talk to somebody and during the interview and they're like, yeah, I don't know, I just graduated from Cal Poly, I play football, like, sports is good. I'm gonna try sports. Let's do that hockey or something. It's not that simple. Like, that's not a commitment in any way, shape, or form. If I go into a diet, which I'm not gonna do anytime soon, I don't go into like, I'm gonna try that diet. So often people, because they see this fun in sports and in our industry, and it could be in the industry for that matter, they kind of have this semi-non-committal approach to it to start with. So when I talk about someone becoming a leader, or actually going back to Jack Welch's quote about growing personally, it's that decision, it's that commitment. Commit to being in sports. And what that means is when we have 4 home games in the next week, and you work a traditional 40 hours, and you have to work the games on top of that, and you have angry fans, and you have this and you have that, and things aren't going right. It's not just trying sports, like that doesn't work. And that really leads me into my second step that I talk about. So you start with the decision, you lead into dedication. So congratulations, you got the role, and now the dedication part, right? So like, the chances are, the Golden State Warriors are not hiring you, right? You're not gonna go like 72-10 or some ungodly thing where like literally demand just like falls from the heavens and like people love you for everything. There's gonna be rough times, there's gonna be losses, there's gonna be wins, there's gonna be injuries. And again, this is really a microcosm of life, not just in sports, right? This isn't the Kobe and Shaq era Lakers, which from a business perspective means that 17,000 seats don't just sell themselves. The beer isn't as cold when you lose, by the way. Things change dramatically. And the reality is, if you go back to that decision, and now your dedication to what you're doing, this is when you're making it happen. Like, your personal life is on hold because you're the next 2 months of the unknown of playoffs. So like, our regular season ends April 7th, and dear God, please, we're gonna make the playoffs. And if we do, my wife has no idea what I'm doing for the next month after that, or 2 months, and hopefully until about middle of June when we're looking to Stanley Cup with Glenn. So, but barring that goes back to your decision and your dedication. Gary Vee, he's a YouTube sensation. I don't know if anybody knows who Gary Vee is in this room. He's got like 1 billion views on YouTube. He's very animated, New York, New Jersey style guy. So Gary Vee started, he worked in his, so look him up if you haven't talked to him. He started in his parents' essentially wine shop in New Jersey. Not glorified, immigrant family, and he worked just nonstop. He talks about taking essentially 0 time off. He talked about taking off Christmas and Super Bowl Sunday, so very similar to Gary Vee's approach, so just work. And what he did is he took his parents' family wine business into winelibrary.com. He talked about a growing trend of .coms. He got in front of it, but he didn't just get in front of the trend, he also learned intimately about the wine, about the varieties, about what people wanted, that they needed more information on wines. And so recently there was a Gary Vee episode on YouTube, and a 23-year-old calls in, and she's frustrated that she's not getting ahead of the curve. And she was looking for some sort of sympathy from Gary, which is, if you've ever followed him, you're never gonna get that. And he essentially like gets after her, and he recalibrates, for lack of a better word, her expectations. He says, who are you chasing? And she says, no, I don't know, Kylie Jenner? I almost stopped watching at that point. But he's like, really? Because like, she was born into quite the family, and they have set up this whole social media thing for years, and like you're comparing yourself to Kylie Jenner, and that's why you're down? That's why you're calling me right now? Like, looking for inspiration? Like, he said, you need to stop. And he got very, very, essentially aggressive, if you will, with her, and he said, you need to put your head down. And from Gary, he said, you need to put your head down for 8 years. You need to work. No different than is mentioned by Chief Child. And he said, you need to put your head down for 5 years. Don't work. Don't review anything. Don't ask where you are. Don't ask how much you make. Don't, just work. Like, God, please, just work. And at that point, you can earn the respect, if you will, to pick your head up. And at that point is step 3, if you will, and that's analysis. It's only after that dedication, that decision and that dedication, for a duration that's long enough to actually mean something. And that analysis is kind of, that's finally the moment that you can pick your head up and you can say, okay, where am I, right? Where, this is, okay, we're talking about this room, we're talking about the youth, we're talking about, I want to get into sports, you're not making the some semi-commitment to like, it felt fun. I don't know. You're doing it really hard, you're working really hard, you're getting after, you're committing. And now finally, years later, we can talk about the analysis part of the process, step 3. And then talk about self-actualization, talk about review, talk about really being honest with yourself about what have you created, what kind of successes, where are we, how did the failures happen? Because we learn a lot more from failure and pain than we do from success. Half the time we don't even realize why we were successful. It was a macro factor that we didn't even really control. The economy's been great for 8 years. So the journey is really the important part of the whole process at the end of the day, and the analysis phase is that diagnosis of where we've grown. It's if the dedication part's done right, there's numerous areas of growth that, like, when you started the process, you had no idea you were even going to get better. You become an expert in certain areas, and I can say that, I mean, to continue on the sports trend, if you will, if you've never been to the playoffs, how can you tell me how organizing a Stanley Cup parade would work and why you'd even be the right person for a role? You really don't know. So again, going back to the interviewee that wants to be the president of the Anaheim Ducks or Angels or Lakers or whatever organization they want to be, you think you want to be this thing, but you haven't proven it and you haven't done it. It's not going to be in a successful way. So through that dedication and then finally pulling your head up and doing the analysis, if you've dedicated yourself, if you've learned, if you've truly gone after it hard and producing this experience, you're going to have value. And it's not about your bank account in the near term. It's not about your position. It's not about the original goal. Probably things have segued. You might have had kids. You might have got married. You might have decided that sports or banking or whatever it is that you're in is not for you. And that's really where, if we're true self-analysis, I would say, in terms of the process of growth. And again, we're talking about before leadership. We get into expansion. So in the 4-step process, expansion being the last one. And expansion is really like, so what's the next step? What's our next commitment? What's our next pushing the envelope? How are we going to get better? How are we going to do it? At this point, you made a commitment, you're dedicated to that path, the growth took a step back, you've analyzed what you've done, and now we might deviate from the path. You're really comfortable probably, and now you're not. Like, this is the inflection point. Like, are you going to get after it? Are you going to do it? Do you want to? Or would you rather be a dad and make these decisions? So if you want to go back to your original decision to be the president, here we go. And to use a sports analogy, I would say, like, this is no different than a hockey game. And that when you started the game, you said that you wanted to win, you wanted to be the best, everything like that, but you have no clue what the other team or how the game's going to go. So in a hockey game, you spend the first period, you want to feel out the game, you want to feel out the competition. How are we playing? Are we holding the ice? Are we not giving up goals? It's only at really that first intermission, after you've gotten a little bit comfortable, that you can say, okay, this is our strategy. This is when we actually have a decent baseline of, we dedicated ourselves to the first period, we're going to analyze it during the intermission, and now we're going to go for it. We're going to expand. We're going to change the game plan. I would say I was a kicker in college. Don't tell anybody because it's not very fun. But it's no different in that process. Is that I would say that I want to make a decision to actually to make the field goal, because that would be good to make it. The dedication is through the process of like the steps and what it takes to actually to have that procedure that's consistent and to make the kick. And that dedication is really where I'm getting better and getting better. Maybe the analysis is, am I any good? Like, well, I wasn't, but. And then ultimately the expansion. So if you started to use the field goal kicker, if you start with a 20-yard kick, you start with a 25-year-old kick, a 30 kick, you don't start with a 60-yard field goal, right? You start with a 20-yard field goal, you kick it, you analyze it, you take a step back, you expand, you go back, you dedicate, you make a 25-yarder, you kick, you analyze, you go back. Life isn't all that different. So the youth of today, if you will, they all want to rush, and I don't know if it's cell phones and attention spans or whatever it is. I think we were probably all there ourselves as well. But I can say, like, in terms of wanting to be a leader and showing leadership, is it doesn't just start at some jumping into a role, and it's not based on a degree, it's not based on a certification. Those are all really, really, really great things, but before you're a leader, to quote Jack Welch, success is all about growing yourself. And then when you become the leader, success is all about growing others. So now the fun part begins, because that was just your own process. So now you get to deal with other people. Good luck with that. The process isn't linear at this point, right? So like, there's those really cheesy graphs that says like, what do you think success is, and then what success really is, and it just goes like in a crazy circle. And that is probably life. That is things that you're out of your control. That is economic factors, team performance in our industry, things that you really just can't control. But again, this is all part of the becoming better part. So after we've fallen in love with the process, after we've gotten better, after we've found ourselves at the base of being a leader within your department, community, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a business lesson. I mean, a lot of this can be giving back as part of a nonprofit entity here in the wonderful city of Fountain Valley. This is incredible, by the way, incredible. So at that point, right, let's recommend a 4-step process for like a budding leader, someone who's had some success. For 5 years, they put their head down. They dedicated themselves to a process. They sit up, they analyze it, and they're looking to expand, and that is the leadership. So the next question is, what kind of leader do you want to be? What type of business environment do you want to create? Direction for your company, for your followers, for your people, for your employees. What kind of healthcare benefits do you want to have? These are some really tremendous questions in this day and age. And again, good luck with that, by the way. So that's really the point when I have these 20 to 23-year-old individuals coming to me to ask about leadership, is I don't, and I think a lot of people in this room don't have a simple answer to that. The simple answer is be dedicated to the process, be dedicated to growing personally, take care of kind of the personal side first, expand kind of your horizons, and then really take a step back and analyze where you want to be, what do you want to be as a person, and then as a leader, things are going to be so much easier. You can actually guide from experience, because growing is not linear, right? So that's kind of my view on leadership and how I kind of consult with people that I talk to every day. You wish the best for these people that come to you and want to learn more, but it starts with work ethic. It starts with being a good person. Obviously, I've glossed completely over trust and values and being a good person in general. But at the end of the day, I think leadership begins in the individual, and then as the individual kind of gets to that self-actualized part of what they want to do, who they want to be, then they're prepared to look over other people, and to lead a company, lead a business, lead a community, lead a family, lead whatever is in their life. But before that, you really haven't self-actualized at all, and that's, I think, what being a leader is to me. So thank you for having me. Wonderful event, wonderful food, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Graham. With his voice, he's pretty humble, but I'm guessing he's a worker. I know he is. He's got 2 boys, 3 and 5. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. The best I got out of that is work, and we have a theme at the police department, and I use it occasionally. If you work, we will pay you. Very simple.
Okay. Thank you, Graham. Appreciate it. Part of the event sponsorship is an exclusive raffle. So I'm now going to draw the winning numbers. We have 3 great prizes. Trip for 4 to Cancun for 5 days and 4 nights, valued at $1,000, donated by Sam and Zenio Joyner of Fountain Valley Fit Body Boot Camp. And then Graham brought 2 prizes with him. Anaheim Ducks branded golf bag, valued at $150, and 4 Ducks tickets plus parking, valued at $480. So these were event sponsors of gold and above. So those that have their tickets, please take them out. Chief, you want to help me pull the winners here? So the first one's going to be the Cancun trip. And the number is 9913638. Safar. Yes. Oh boy. Like Mexico. No. True story.
No.
Okay, so here is the golf bag. This is the next one, next prize. And the number is 991-3664. $3664. Well, it's probably Laura's because she's gone. No? So who, yeah. Who did not? Okay, well, we're picking another ticket. Then, 991.
I'm so sorry. We're over here chatting.
Oh,
Shame on you,
yes.
It's the dyslexia. I had to read it twice.
360, yes, okay.
Here you go, Paul.
This is, that, I'm gonna put this over here. This is yours.
Come on, Beth, get up here. I'm a little test for you first, though.
This is yours. Yeah, maybe we can turn it aside here. Okay. Now, the Ducks tickets and parking. 991-3683. Laura, oh, and she's not here.
Draw again.
So, round two. Another chance. 991-3635. 36 is already. Well, if you got the ticket, you got the ticket. Yeah. This is your lucky night. Yeah, it's up to you.
I'll trade you for a golf bag, Bart.
Okay. So now we're on to the Chamber Business Award presentations. We're going to find out who the winners are. After each category winner is announced, we will show a short video about their business. First, I'd like to review the judging process and criteria for the awards. The 5 judges selected are from the local business community or are award winners, or past award winners or nominees. Judges, please stand as I call your name. Tracy Cameron, from Fountain Valley Community Foundation. Sandra Crandall could not be here tonight, but she was a judge. Zennia Joyner, Fountain Valley Good Body Boot Camp, and a 2015 Community Spirit Award winner. Heather Macias, Nothing But Cakes, a 2013 New Business Award winner. And Beverly White, Community Volunteer. Thank you, judges. Each nominee submitted a nomination package which presented their business and advocated the business's qualifications for the award. The judges used a score sheet which included criteria for each award description as well as the completeness of the nomination package, and I can't overemphasize that. The judges' scores were based on a point system relating to the category the businesses were nominated for. So, would Tim, Alex, and Michael please come back up because we're going to award the certificates. And Zennia, could you come get this? All right, back to Kevin.
Now I gotta call this lucky guy back up. I think he's cheating. Presenting the award for Leadership Excellence for 2017, sponsored by Hyundai Motor America, is Zafar Brooks, Director of Social Responsibility and Diversity Inclusion.
Okay,
I'm just gonna read it. I won't mess it up, I promise. All right, no improv. She told me to just read. I'll stay on this. This guy's got a gun, so I gotta read. Okay, so this award is presented to the outstanding individual who can best demonstrate exceptional vision and leadership in the establishment and development of an owner-led business. The judges will look for clear identification of a market opportunity and an innovative approach. The winner is Susan Sarowski. Susan is well known in the community. She's not only known as a realtor, but as a community advocate for the residents. She's a very proactive person, which makes her a great leader. She's known as a humanitarian and is always taking giant strides to provide change within the city of Fountain Valley. She serves as an advisory board member on the Fountain Valley Housing and Community Development, created a little free library in front of her home to provide easy access for children to borrow reading books, and participated in the Special Olympics in 2015. Susan is known to sponsor events for charitable organizations in Fountain Valley and knows how to find the balance between her business and her volunteerism. Let's give it up for Susan.
Thank you, everybody. So, you know, I'm not going to get an award without standing up here and saying something. So, I'm going to put my glasses on, because just in case this happens, I type something up. Who types anymore, right? Okay, I do. So in the hearing impaired community, this is applause. I do it when I'm excited. Will you join me? Yeah! So this is like getting an Oscar without having to drive to LA. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Maya Angelou said that. She's gone now, but she still inspires me. Thank you to Allie Johns, my sister from another mister, for the gift of your friendship and nominating me for this very cool award. I'm a longtime member of our Fountain Valley Chamber, and that's because it's one of the best in the U.S. Thank you to the Chamber for your support and encouragement. I also want to acknowledge the judges who think me worthy of this honor. 19 years of selling homes in and around this city has blessed me with lifelong friendships. Fountain Valley is my Mayberry RFD, and I love being your Aunt B. Looking around this room, it's easy to see why we celebrate each other. This is a room full of givers. Your generosity speaks to why we are here. Now, if I could just learn your dialect, I'd be all set. Leadership translates to being authentic. Everyone matters. Kindness and respect matter. Integrity matters. Being responsible and worthy of trust matters. My clients deserve it, and I deliver it. I know that I give realtors a good name, and that makes me very proud. My friends are my West Coast family. They are here tonight. Ron and Kim, Joyce and Marty, Adarsh and Asha, Ali and Bev. They prop me up, fan my flames, and keep me joyful. I love you. next to Jesus, my husband, is the best man I know. 33 years ago, I disclosed to him all my faults. I listed faults I might acquire in the future. He married me anyway. He taught me what love is. Pan Sarastri is my lifetime gift from God. I love you, baby. Lastly, this Leadership Excellence Award is dedicated to all the Me Too women whose voices are now being heard, and to all those who wake up every day raising their kids to be people of good moral character. I salute you and I thank you.
Susan, how's it feel to be nominated by the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, it's great to be recognized. You know, we all can do a pat on the back once in a while. I'm so grateful to the chamber and especially my sister from another Mr. Allie Johns. Big thank you to her. I really appreciate the nomination. And it's great, this Leadership Excellence Award. It means a lot to me, and so does she. So thank you very much, Allie.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I am the daughter of a Marine and a Navy veteran. My dad was a New York firefighter. He died at the scene of a fire when I was 9. My mom raised the 8 of us by herself. So if I have leadership qualities or I exhibit them, it's because I learned from the very best.
I hear you're very generous with the community. What events do you support?
There's a scripture in Luke, to whom much is given, much is expected, much is required. Some of the things is Mr. Fountain Valley pageant. My CEO, Frank McDowell, was the first Mr. Fountain Valley. And of course now we have the in perpetuity is John Etheridge. Miss Fountain Valley, Jessica and Kayla both. The Fountain Valley Community Foundation, the Fountain Valley Police Officers Association, Yay Cops, Fountain Valley Summerfest, Fountain Valley Home and Garden Show, Fountain Valley Car and Truck Show, the Special Olympics, Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce, Yay Chamber, Fountain Valley Bowl, the Pins for Kids, community shredding events, concerts in the park, movies in the park, the Tank House, Fountain Valley Community Parade, Boys and Girls Golf Tournament, Fountain Valley Women's Club, Yay Women's Club. That's about it, I think.
That's nice. Yeah, I think you definitely support Fountain Valley community. Thank you so much. So tell us about your business.
So a few years ago, Brad Gaston, one of our planning commissioners, dubbed me the queen of Fountain Valley real estate. I gladly ascended to that throne. And I'm not abdicating anytime soon. When I have clients that relocate from out of state, I tell them, sell the snow shovel, hang up the umbrella, ditch the bug spray, and welcome to paradise. But where else are you going to find this? So as I said, I'm a daughter of veterans, so I show up, I do my job, I work hard, I'm very responsive to my clients. I always tell the truth. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I'm a tireless advocate for my clients. You see this face? This is the face of Fountain Valley Real Estate. Hello. I'm grateful every day, and I thank God. I always have an attitude of gratitude towards my life, and that's why I'm able to give what I do, because I'm blessed and I know it. My website is fountainvalleyliving.com, and my email is susan@fountainvalleyliving.
Well, thank you for your time. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yes, first of all, I want to thank the Chamber very much for supporting me again. Ali, thank you very much for nominating me. I love my peeps. I do want to say, one thing I didn't mention before is every escrow I close, $500 goes to the School Foundation, Valley School Foundation. So keep those referrals coming. Do a fabulous job for your friends, your family, and by doing so, you'll support our schools. So here for the Fountain Valley School Foundation. I also saved the best for last. He's a very honorable and kind man. He's my hero in big ways and small. Chief Kevin Child said he's going to have a medal made for him. Pankaj Sarastri, I thank you for your love and incredible support, and I couldn't do what I do without you backing me. So he's a very private fellow, but he's married to me, so go figure.
Wow, Susan, I got teary-eyed. Just like on New Year's Eve. Okay, next is the Community Champion. Presenting the award for Community Champion for 2017 is the 2015 Leadership Excellence Award winner, John Etheridge from Seashore Pest Control. Come on up. Wow, thanks, Chief. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief. How do you follow Susan Sarastri? You gotta talk like that. You gotta move your shoulders, and you gotta talk. You have to not say coffee correct. Anyway, nothing. There's no better way to frustrate anyone but to not go on the script. There's really no greater woman in the city than Susan. So, that's for her. We do have another great woman in the chamber, Mary, who will be leaving us at the end of this year. So, Mary, thank you for all you do for the community and for our chamber. I got a script. So, Chief Child said something about Tony Coppolino being the best looking guy. I went to kindergarten with Tony Coppolino, and he hasn't gained a pound since kindergarten. How are you still that skinny? Anyway, the award for Community Champion is presented to the business individual who can best demonstrate leadership commitment to the community service as well as involvement in the local business community. The category is a non-chamber member. Am I supposed to read the winner? Inside the envelope. Winner is. I've always wanted to say that. And the winner is Hai Din of the Fountain Valley Town Center. Hai unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, so am I allowed to just give it to the other person? They must be present to win? Just kidding. The Battens do so much in the community, so thank you guys for all you do as well.
That's the wrong category.
You have to do it.
Fountain Valley Town Center contributed $5,000 towards the Dragon Dance as part of the city's 60th anniversary parade. This contribution allowed citizens of Fountain Valley to enjoy and be exposed to the Vietnamese American culture. Furthermore, the owners of Fountain Valley Town Center have continuously worked closely with the city to ensure code compliances and actively selected good tenants to elevate Fountain Valley as a destination for business. Okay, John, don't go anywhere. Okay, you guys stay up here.
Getting arrested during
No video. No video? All right, I'm being told no video. How are you, John? Please stand right here.
Those were European cut Speedos.
Okay.
Not underwear.
Okay, when Mary asked me to do this, I saw the list of presenters, and there were some quality people. So I wanted to talk about John a little bit. I met John over at Miles Square Park at one of our events. Parks do make life better. He was scaring little children and old women with a tarantula, trying to stir up business. And that's the first time I saw him, and I'm pretty suspicious. And I was like, that guy's kind of creepy. So I started consulting some experts. Matt Shepard apparently is friends with this dude. I don't know why. Matt said he's a good guy. I reached out to the city of Huntington Beach where his business is. They said he's a really great guy because he does wonderful things over there. So I was thinking, I'm the new chief. Why don't you do wonderful things here? So when I became the chief, I got a lot of new best friends. Everyone wanted to be my friend. They all wanted something. John didn't want anything. It was amazing. It was refreshing.
I want to get out of jail free card.
No, you don't get out of jail free card. I was a little suspicious because he was friends with Larry Crandall. But he is friends with David Trong, an absolute gentleman. And if you haven't heard, there's an election afoot this year, and there's rumors that John was going to run. We happened to go out for a cup of coffee, like we usually do, and I figured out this man was a genius for two reasons. I asked him about the rumors, and he said, one, my wife will kill me, and two, I need to raise my daughters. I said, this is an amazing person. The second time I realized he's a genius is he's in the pest control business. Who would have ever thought of super gluing dog food on a rat trap? That's what I learned from this man. It worked too. It killed that mouse in 6 hours. I'm still conducting my investigation. It's not complete. However, I shopped in Fountain Valley today. Everyone knows Martha. I said, Martha, I need to prepare for tonight. I need 3 things. I need some of those damn spring rolls from Bedard. I bought some of those. I need an apple pie. And I need Lucky Charms. So, more to follow. However, every time I've seen this man, he has a smile on his face. He's helping people. I figured he was always high. That's what I thought. So, here's some spring rolls from Bedard. Absolute gentleman. Get out of here. Okay, we found the video. Let's get after it.
Congratulations, everyone. You've been nominated by the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce for champions. How does it feel?
It feels great. I just want to introduce ourselves. I'm Dan Owens with Lucy Investments and Management, and I'm here with Hi Dan. and Hongan. They're the managers of the ownership for U.S. Millennium LP and the Fountain Valley Town Center. We'd like to say we're honored and privileged to be recognized and nominated for this award. And thank you to the City of Fountain Valley and the Chamber of Commerce for that recognition. We continually strive to bring a wide range of business and services to the community and marketplace for residents of Fountain Valley to come and find many options that fit their needs. Please come visit us at the Fountain Valley Town Center, located at 16027 to 16205 Brookhurst Street, right across from Miles Square Park. Thank you.
Awesome.
The next award is for Community Spirit. Presenting the award for Community Spirit for 2017 is Prem Balani, another absolute gentleman from the Fountain Valley Community Foundation. Prem, please come up. They tell you to stay on script, but it's just a guideline.
Thank you. Thank you. To follow Kevin, Susan, Safar, and John, that's something. Anyway, this award is presented to the business or individual who can best demonstrate commitment to community service and involvement in the local business community. The judges look for involvement in chamber activities and leadership and involvement in community events. The winner is? The one thing my wife told me, she said, please don't embarrass me. Stay on script. Don't pull a Steve Harvey. Dave Osborne and Gary Foreman. Fountain Bowl has demonstrated community commitment through their volunteerism, donations, and sponsorships. They are constantly updating their bowling facility to provide the community with new innovative products. They have been a community leader for 40 years and a large economic support of the community. Their CFO, Gary Foreman, has been a volunteer CFO of the Fountain Valley Chamber and Kiwanis. His partner, Dave Osborne, has also been involved in the Rotary Club, past president of the Fountain Valley Chamber, and other community activities for many years. As their mission statement says, they are committed to be a place for family, friends, and fun. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, everyone. Gary told me to come tonight because we were out in the desert, and he said, you gotta come back. You might have a chance to win this. This is great. You know, I was before a lot of you were here, I was the president of this organization over 20 years ago. Some of you I still see around, but it's been great to see what's happened. We went through some trials and tribulations over the years. You always wonder what's gonna happen, but it's been fantastic to see how this has developed. I gotta tell you something funny though. This chief over here, about a year or so ago, I bought a lunch with him for like $250 at the Women's Auxiliary, and my wife and I have been trying to have lunch with him for like, he's avoided us for like 2 years. Don't ever buy a lunch with him. Don't ever do it. He'll find every excuse in the world not to have lunch with him.
Hey, good job.
Am I right?
It's fairly accurate.
Oh, exactly. Anyway, thank you all for this great honor, and you know, we are so blessed to be in this community. We talk about it all the time. They have a business in a city like this. You know, business is hard enough, but when you have a business in a city where people care about the city and the whole community comes together, and we have a business, it's all about fun. So we were very, very fortunate 30 years ago when we bought this place. It has been 30 years of fantastic bliss for us, and thank you very, very much for honoring us tonight.
I will add, it's been a pleasure serving. I've been the treasurer of the chamber for probably 15, 16 years. It's been a pleasure. This community has been great, and we thank you very, very much for this award. Thank you.
So how does it feel to be honored by the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce?
It's pretty cool. They've been doing awards for quite a while, and this is the first time we've been nominated, so we're pretty excited about it.
Nice. So I know you guys do a lot for the community. Explain what events you guys put on. A lot of nonprofits here.
Okay. We support many of the nonprofits. We do several major events every year. We do a bowling event for the Rotary Club called Bowl of Strike for Students. We do an event for the Kiwanis Club called Pins for Kids. My co-shareholder in this business had a child who died in a single car crash. To celebrate her memory, we created a foundation, the Kelly Osborne Memorial Scholarship Foundation, and we do a huge event to raise money for scholarships every Labor Day weekend. So far, we've given out over $250,000 in scholarships for local students from that fundraising activity alone.
Well, a lot of people know about Fountain Bowl. It's like a hot spot here in the community, but you do a lot outside and travel a lot. I'm very interested in learning more about that. So please explain everything that you do. Yeah.
Okay, I am involved in several nonprofit organizations. I'm the treasurer of the local Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member of the Kiwanis and the Rotary Club. I am the current president of the local chapter of the Bowling Association, the Bowling Owners Trade Association. I am the current president of the local chapter of the National Bowling Governing Body, the United States Bowling Congress. And I get out a lot in connection with all of those various entities that I'm a member of.
So where can people stay up to date, website, social media wise?
Our website is www.fountainbowl.com, and we maintain a Facebook page as well. And we would love to see you guys come out and visit us at one of our events, or just come out and open bowl and have a great time. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dave and Gary. Great job. Presenting the award for the nonprofit business in 2017 is Rob Frizzell, Community Services Director for the City of Fountain Valley.
Well, thank you, sir. Oh, I'm with the script here too also. Well, Mary was very smart, and I appreciate it. I think we must have a truce or something. I'm not quite sure about it yet. He's got a big smile on his face. Mary asked us to present, and she did not tell me our police chief was going to be the MC. That might have changed my mind. But I'll go real quick, Mary. I have the amazing opportunity to be in the business of quality of life. And echoing what Dave just said, there is not a better quality of life in any city or any community, even near what Fountain Valley can offer. So everybody give yourselves a huge round of applause. And we have two special groups tonight that are masterful in bringing quality of life to our community. This award is presented to the nonprofit business for their outstanding support of the Fountain Valley community through its community involvement. It is designed to recognize the best, most innovative, highly creative, and most effective organization in accomplishing their goals. This category is open to 501c3 organizations located or operating in the Fountain Valley area, and the winner is You're right, this is nerve-wracking opening an envelope. Assistance League of Huntington Beach. Diane, you have to say next to me. Yeah, she's got to stand next to me for the picture. All right. Assistance League of Huntington Beach, an all-volunteer nonprofit chapter since 1950. Our members are dedicated to improving the lives of children and adults in Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, and Westminster. Last year alone, the Assistance League of Huntington Beach gave back $757,947 to the community. Amazing, amazing. Our 337 members volunteered 68,350 hours. Wow, I'm getting amazing at this off as well. So, to community programs that made a difference in the lives of over 15,315 children and adults. Absolutely amazing. Assistance League programs are focused on basic needs, education, self-esteem. Our members not only volunteer for our many community programs, but also on our committees that support our organization and the thrift shop and the annual fundraiser. The Assistance League of Huntington Beach.
The Assistance League of Huntington Beach is honored to be considered for a Fountain Valley Chamber Business and Leadership Award. The Assistance League is one of 120 chapters. We are an all-volunteer, nonprofit chapter and have been in the community since 1950. Our volunteer members are dedicated to transforming the lives of children and adults in Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, and Westminster through community programs. Our vision is that essential needs are met in the community and families flourish. Last year alone, our chapter gave back $757,947 to the communities we serve. Our 337 members volunteered 68,360 hours, and through our community programs made a difference in the lives of 15,315 children and adults. Assistance League programs are focused on basic needs, education, and self-esteem. Our members volunteer on community programs, in our thrift shop, and on our annual fundraiser committee.
That is amazing. So tell us how you work with the community and the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. The first thing that we have is a 100% operated thrift shop that provides deeply discounted shopping opportunities for the community. The thrift shop's the main source of revenue for our chapter and funds many of our programs. We also have an annual fundraiser, Treasures by the Sea, which is another source of revenue that supports our programs. Assistance League serves Fountain Valley in several ways. One important contribution to the children and adults of Fountain Valley is through our Links to Learning program. Links to Learning was started in Fountain Valley in 2008. Teachers in elementary and middle schools have the opportunity to apply for monetary awards which enable them to purchase hardware, software, or other programs in order to enhance the learning experience of their students. The awards granted support and help teachers enhance instruction and student achievement across various areas of curriculum. Last year alone, 75 teachers were awarded $26,694. Since 2008, $357,270 has been awarded to 752 teachers in Fountain Valley. The learning aids purchased with these awards have improved the educational experience of well over 19,000 students. Over the years, Fountain Valley Superintendent Dr. Mark Johnson, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services Dr. Steve McLaughlin, and school board members Sandra Crandall and Ian Collins have been key participants and supporters of the Links to Learning program. Assistance League's signature program, Operation School Bell, puts shirts on backs, shoes on feet, and smiles on faces. This program provides the opportunity for elementary, middle, and high school students referred by schools in Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, and Westminster to shop for new school clothes and shoes at Target stores in Westminster Mall and Huntington Beach. It has been documented that new school clothes improves students' self-esteem and helps the student be excited about going to school. Some of the students served over the years have never had a new pair of shoes or a new outfit. Last year, 2,586 students had the opportunity to shop at Target. Other programs that positively impact Fountain Valley are things such as scholarships awarded to nursing students and veterans at Golden West College. Every year, over $75,000 is awarded in scholarships to nursing and police academy students. Police Chief Child has been a strong supporter of our Veterans Scholarship Program. The Bear Hug Committee delivers 65 bears a month to Fountain Valley Hospital Pediatric ICU and Emergency Room. These bears provide comfort to children in distress. We have had surgeons, ambulance drivers, and nurses tell us what a difference it makes for a child to be given a bear to hug when they're sick, injured, and afraid. We've been a member of the Fountain Valley Chamber since 2015. Assistance League was honored to be a 2016-17 President's Level corporate sponsor at the Chamber supporting level. Through this sponsorship and individual event sponsorships, we've enjoyed the benefits of participating at several events, such as networking lunches, Fountain Valley Business Expos, Rise and Shine breakfast meetings, State of the City, Fountain Valley Chamber Business and Leadership Awards, the Chamber Nonprofit Lunch and the Holiday Boutique, and the Mayor's Ball. A member of the Huntington Beach Host Town Committee for the Special Olympics World Games in 2015, we participated in several Host Town events with the Fountain Valley Host Town Committee. Having the opportunity to serve the Fountain Valley community over the past several years has been very rewarding. Assistance League is happy to be able to make such a difference to the children and adults in Fountain Valley.
Amazing. Thank you for all the work you've done in the community. How can people get more in touch with you, website, social media wise?
You can like us on Facebook. You can visit our thrift store at 8071 Slater in Huntington Beach. And our Treasures by the Sea fundraiser is coming up on May 5th and will be held at the Hyatt. And all of that information you can get off our website.
A lot of friends in the room, but I just got to tell you, all the nonprofits, everybody just got one up, even Susan. Those ladies are amazing. Talk about sweat equity and leadership lessons. They do it by working at a thrift store. As soon as I got here tonight, they tracked me down and they said, hey, we got money to give away. We got to get to the police academy. We have a local police academy graduating 10 veterans. They're giving every veteran a scholarship. What we found at the police academy was veterans returning from combat, trying to enter the police profession while supporting a family, and they couldn't make it. We had veterans returning to combat after they've done their fair share. My hat's off to you, ladies. Amazing. Okay, Mr. Frizzell, get up here. You guys stand right next to me so they get the impact, the visual. Right here, right here. You stand right next to you. Okay. So I met Rob 3 years ago. He's a new kid in town. Tall, good looking. I didn't like him immediately. He's whispering about, yeah, I'm getting my master's in business, blah, blah, blah. He's this up-and-comer. I'm a grouchy police captain. I'm pissed off. I didn't have any coffee. But I got to really like this guy. I'm pretty much in man love with him now. This guy makes the magic happen in this community, whether it's the nonprofit, whether it's the nonprofit Summerfest. He has never said no to me. Never, as a partner in getting stuff done in this community, has never said no. He's been, oh, you're crazy. But I think we can do it. So, the official cereal of the Fountain Valley Police Department is Lucky Charms. If you look at the difference in size, maybe you'll get it. So here's your box of Lucky Charms. Okay, this one's small business. Presenting a small business award for 2017 is the 2012 Community Spirit Award winner, David Trong from Mimi's Jersey.
You got a funny look on your face right now. What is that? As a small owner in our great city of Fountain Valley, for the last 23 years, I'm honored to present this award. As a small business owner, I feel the trials and tribulations of being one. But some of the benefits of being a small business owner are priceless. Like that one time that guy forgot his anniversary with his girlfriend, scrambling to find something pretty for her, and his wife walks in. No return policy there. Or that occasional cup of coffee with the police chief, listening to him say over and over how good looking Ralph Rosell is and the fire chief is. Regardless of the business, there's a certain magic of being a small business owner. Because we get to sponsor that Little League team. We get to buy those 20 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. You guys need some? I got some in my truck. And we are able to give back to our community. Small businesses are a mainstay of our community. This award recognizes an organization of less than 25 employees, which has been in business for at least 2 years, as well as exceptional business achievement and outstanding commitment to Fountain Valley's business community. And the winner is Alex Acera, CPA and Associates. As the president and owner of this company, Alex Acera has been providing certified public accounting services since 1975. Wow, that was when I was born. His credo is that his company's standard of service is to treat the client's business as our own.
Okay, so I'm not going to do a Susan thing because I can't do a Susan thing. But I did want to say thank you. Thank you very much. You know, this is an awesome town. Everybody already knows that. Being a small part of Mayberry makes me very, very happy. I'm a little bit concerned about, what did you say, a guy crush or something like that, and then also at the same time saying he's never said no to me. So I'm digesting that. I'm not sure I got it all, but I feel good. All right, I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you very much.
On record, that was very inappropriate, Mr. Acera. David, please come up here and join me. I met David a long time ago. bunch of my guys were going in, buying diamonds from them. I trust no one. So I went in to look at some stuff. I didn't buy anything. I was kicking tires. I am cheap. The only person cheaper than me was Tony Capolino. So I come back 1 year later. David goes, Kevin, how are you? He was sneaky. I walked out with these huge diamond earrings, and I got a bracelet, and so my wife asked me, have you seen David? No, don't even know him. However, anybody seen his Facebook posts? I'm a Facebook creeper. If you knew David's story, it's the perfect little family. It's the immigrant success, the beauty of this country and this community. His mother and father's story and the diamonds, and let's not get into where the diamonds were kept. However, he just flat-ass really makes me angry. And my son, you know why? My wife goes, why can't we do that? Why don't we have those pictures? So then he took a picture of Ethan's report card. Now my sons are in on it. Who are those perfect kids? Why are they getting A's? I go, I don't know. School was telling me you got a D. What's going on? So I want you to close your eyes for a minute. I'm going to say his name. And it's had this effect on me ever since I met him. David Truong. I smell apple pie. I don't know what it is. So I went to Marie Callender's, in spite of the fact he hates apple pie, and I got you an apple pie, David.
Now we're going to switch, right?
Absolute gentleman. I have seen him face adversity. He taught me how to get my hustle back on, and that is tough for a police chief some days. Large business. Presenting the Large Business Award for 2017 is the 2016 Large Business Award winner. Beth Hamilton, please come up. Senior Program and Community Outreach Liaison for Memorial Care, Orange Coast Memorial Center.
Thank you, Kevin. And I'm relieved that his bag is now empty. All right. Well, we were honored to receive this award 2 years ago, and running a large business in a community and serving is not only an honor, but it's also a great privilege. So we're delighted to talk about and introduce the nominees for tonight. The category is to recognize an organization of 26 or more employees who has been in business for at least 2 years and has achieved outstanding commitment to Fountain Valley's business community. And the winner is Hyundai Motor America. We really, really appreciate it, and bless your heart, Xenia. She wants me to stay on script. Why did they invite us to do this, right? Oh, bless your heart. Hyundai has been an excellent community partner. Orders from Mary, she says. Hyundai's been an excellent community partner, sponsoring many of the cities and chambers events. Safar Brooks, Director of Social Responsibility and Diversity and Inclusion for Hyundai Motor America, is very dedicated in giving back to the community that houses the corporate headquarters, and we're so glad you guys came back. Boy, it was a great investment. Thank you. The Hyundai Hope on Wheels program has raised more than $130 million. Wow, that's a lot of zeros. To fight childhood cancers. Hyundai is the pinnacle of what a large business enterprise can represent and mean to a community. Congratulations, Hyundai Motor America. Congratulations, Safari. Thank you for your commitment.
Okay, she asked a sales guy, would you like to say something? Yes. Never seen a mic I wouldn't talk to. First of all, thank you so much. It's good to be with friends in this community for so many years. You know, Hyundai has called Fountain Valley home for almost all of its history. Those of you who've heard us talk about this, we came to the U.S. in 1985, somewhere around the time Alex got started. Is when we came to the U.S. and we started in Garden Grove for about 18 months and moved over to where we are now. So this has been our home, and I think I've heard the term Mayberry many times tonight, and it really does feel like that. It's a family. And so we've just been so honored that you allowed us to join the community, to be a part of the community, and to partner with you in so many things we've done together. And I look around the room and I see so many friends and people who are working hard together. This is a very special community that I wish you could sort of replicate and take to other places as well. So it's a really great time to be here. Our employees are proud to be here. We have new leadership that's very committed to this community. For those who came over with us for the holiday party, we opened the doors of the building to say welcome. We've started a new process over there now where we are welcoming the public in to learn about their products and come in our lobby and have a cup of coffee and eat some donuts and things with us in the course of the day. And we'll be doing more in this community as the years continue. So thank you to all of us, to the chief for your support, to Mary. We were just talking in the old building in 2007 or 2000 or so. There's a few of us that plotted these new directions for the chamber, and to watch it grow. Bev and the things she did in those years is just fantastic. So we're very honored to be here. We're very proud of this award. I'll take it back, and on behalf of our new CEO, Kenny Lee, and Brian Smith. Kenny's traveling in the Northeast today, but I'll take this back and we'll display it proudly in our show, in our office. Thank you.
One more thing, and then I'm fired. I'm getting fired. This is great. Beth, where'd you go? Did Beth take her award for lunch? Okay, we gotta have lunch. Beth is amazing. Beth and our police department partnered up, and they donated money so we could get Narcan kits. If you're not aware of it, there's a serious opioid epidemic in America, and a lot of people say, they're a bunch of dopers. I don't agree. That's someone's child. That's someone's husband. That's someone's brother. That's someone's daughter. And when we started the program in July, the day we got our training, we had someone come into our front lot with her boyfriend, couldn't find the hospital, and we saved a life. Well, literally today, my officers went out on a call at Brookhurst and Ellis. Someone overdosed behind the Ralphs, and we saved their life today. Thank you so much, Bob. And now this amazing community, I just got notified, the two dudes that know a lot about bowling are going to donate $5,000 to my Veteran Scholarship Program. Public service, when I started 28 years ago, I said I wanted to help people and make a difference. When they asked me why you want to be the chief, I said I wanted to help more people and make a bigger difference. What I do pales into comparison what you folks do in the room. Thank you very much for making this a great place to live, work, and play.
This is why we love this community. A big thank you to Chief Kevin Childs for being our wonderful MC. Thank you, Graham Siderius, for being our keynote speaker. Don't forget to stay for the photos, and all the flower arrangements are going to all the nominees and winners, so each take one home. And don't forget to pick up your legislative certificates at the registration table, which I'm not sure if that's where they are yet. Thank you all for coming. Hope you had a great time. The bar is still open.